story is very, very chilling. We've seen it once or twice in Kashmir, viewers, and that too in the exception. But for the first time on Indian television, in the state of Punjab, Times Now gets you irrefutable and concrete evidence which points towards a nefarious Khalistani revival terror plot. Our investigative reports have uncovered hard proof, eyewitness accounts, intel inputs, as also, viewers, evidence caught on CCTV of how a rocket launcher, yes, rocket launcher, was used to target a government installation, the headquarters of the Punjab Police Intelligence Unit in Mohali. Massive, larger conspiracy behind the rocket attack has now been unearthed. Despite every bit of evidence and telltale signs of a Khalistan hand, the Punjab Sarkar has shied away from openly admitting to a Khalistani footprint. But first, let's get you the hard facts as established by footage and, of course, by other evidence. Now, what do we know, viewers? Look at the screens. This is the moment when a rocket, RPG, rocket-propelled grenade, is fired at the intel headquarters of the Punjab Police housed in Mohali. And this is what you're seeing. Then, viewers, you see a rocket-propelled grenade shell at the site. It's recovered. Serial number reveals that it has come via the Afghan route into India. It has got Russian markings on it. The third proof, the rocket launcher is found at a nearby field. This is the weapon that was used. Viewers, can you imagine a rocket launcher being used with impunity now in the state of Punjab? There is absolutely no fear of law and order. Proof 4, witness who found the launcher, we have been able to track down in the field. There she is. She's an ordinary lady who tills the land. The police never found this. It's the lady who found it. The fifth proof, the ISI Rinda connection, main accused arrested from Tarantaran. 1.5 kilograms of RDX was recently found in Tarantaran, just about, viewers, 3 days back. So you can imagine, there is RDX floating around today in Punjab. RDX, which is only with the military, viewers. How is it being brought in? Through drones. Who is it intended for? It is intended for Khalistani sleeper agents and terror organizations and sympathizers. The SFJ, no less, has claimed responsibility for this. Whether it's true or not, we don't know. But certainly, there are individuals now who have been tracked that have Khalistan antecedents. Now, viewers, I want to open this up because you will be surprised to know. You will be surprised to know that there has been an escalation in Khalistani motivated attacks. And let me tell you, on 29th of April 2022, the Patiala clashes, radicals, Khalistani sympathizers ran down the streets of Patiala chasing Shiv Sena leaders. What happened there, viewers? A few people, 1 or 2, were arrested, but the buck was completely passed on to the Shiv Sena, saying they instigated Khalistani sympathizers on Indian soil. I don't know which is the lesser crime, viewers. You think it for yourselves. 8th May, explosives haul in Tarantaran, 1.5 kilograms of RDX. RDX is available with the Pakistani forces. They have also supported Khalistani insurgency in the 90s and 80s. Then there is, of course, on 9th May, the attack on the Mohali Intel headquarters with RPG, rocket-propelled grenade. And the Aam Aadmi Party has not brought itself into condemning the Khalistani clear link. They're not even naming it. They're, in fact, attacking the BJP. Listen in.
लगातार काफ़ी अरसे तो पंजाब ਦਾ ਮਾਹੌਲ ਖਰਾਬ ਕਰਨ ਦੀਆਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਦੇਸ਼ ਦੇ ਦੁਸ਼ਮਣਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਰਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਜਿਹਨੇ ਵੀ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦਾ ਮਾਹੌਲ ਖਰਾਬ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ वो बख्शा नहीं जाऊगा, सख्त तो सख्त सजा मिलेगी।
एक तरफ तो देश की सरकार एक हैप्चुअल ऑफेंडर को बचाने में लगी रही और दूसरी तरफ हिमाचल वाला जो हिमाचल की विधानसभा में खालिस्तान के झंडे लगे। मुझे लगता है भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी पूरी तरह फेल रही है इस सारे एपिसोड में और भारतीय जनता पार्टी या तो इस साजिश में शामिल है क्योंकि भारतीय जनता पार्टी को बहुत चुभ रही है आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार जो पंजाब में बनी है।
पंजाब में मोहाली ब्लास्ट नफरत फैलाने की और डर फैलाने की एक कोशिश है। जो भी पंजाब का अमन चैन और शांति बिगाड़ने की कोशिश करेगा, शांति भंग करने की कोशिश करेगा, उसकी जगह जेल के सीचों के पीछे है।
You can only catch people when you can identify them through their organization. General Bakshi, 3 reactions from the Aam Aadmi Party. One, anti-national elements are trying to disturb the peace. Who they are, no one is naming. Whether it's Pakistan, whether it is Khalistan sympathizers, no one is naming. Anti-nationals, very sort of obtuse reference. Second person we just heard blame the BJP for perhaps being part of this conspiracy. The third person, Member of Parliament, says whoever is trying to spread hate will be dealt with. Who do you think is at the forefront of spreading hate, sir? General Bakshi, is it the BJP or do you think it's the Khalistanis, backed by Pakistan?
Look, Rahul, for the last 3 years, there has been a concerted attempt by the ISI to revive its K2 project. That means the Kashmir Khalistan Revival of Terrorism project. It is a clear-cut project that the ISI has nurtured, nursed, and for 3 years it has been flying drones across the fence, which was a big deterrent to the induction of arms and ammunition into Punjab and even Kashmir. They have been flying in Chinese quadcopters, hexacopters with consignments of Kalashnikovs, pistols, ammunition, military-grade explosives, prefabricated IED devices. But this takes the cake. That means the stock of huge stock that the 40 billions worth that the Americans have left behind in Afghanistan is now starting to trickle in into India, into the state, crucial, critical granary state of the Punjab. This is a rocket-propelled grenade launcher. It's not an RPG-7, but it's a different version. But it has, if you see, it has got its wings open. That they only deploy once this is fired. So anybody who tried to sell us the story that it was inside and it blew up somehow accidentally, it is no terrorist incident, is a damn liar. You cannot brush this incident under the carpet, Rahul. This is a serious escalation in the weapons level. Even in Jammu and Kashmir, they are largely confined to pistols and Kalashnikovs. Here you have an RPG-7. Let me explain to the layman what an RPG-7 is. It is an anti-tank weapon which the armies use to destroy tanks. It has been used in Ukraine, it is there in our army, it's there with the Pakistan army. Right? And this is the stock that we were fearing would with the Americans have so generously contributed to the destabilization of South Asia. It started coming in our way. For any other nation, it would have been a wake-up call. Smell the damn coffee. You are at the receiving end of a major offensive where there has been a vertical escalation in the levels of weapon usage. And you want to brush it under the carpet? You want to score brownie political points? You want to make it a local tamasha? It's not. It is one step in that asymmetric war and it is a notch up. You have to be prepared for the worst now.
Okay.
Let me tell you this. You know, there are a lot of peaceniks around here who want ceasefires on the border, who think that with the coming of Nawaz Sharif, things will be, and his brother Shahbaz Sharif, things will be hunky-dory. You know, to these incorrigible optimists, I say, was Nawaz Sharif allowed to govern the last time?
No.
And
Well,
when he
General
comes, the ISI will intensify the offensive. If he makes peace overtures, the ISI will see that these are torpedoed.
Absolutely.
You have to face the ISI.
Absolutely.
You know, you conveniently want to get into a Gandhian mode
ISI
where you can love, hug, kiss, I don't know
and
what
their
you want to do.
puppets in this country. Now, I don't understand why anyone would want to give the ISI and its puppets a face saver. And I don't know what you're finding so amusing, Vivek ji, but I will begin with Ravi Srivastava because instead of smiling, at least he raised his hand to want to respond. So, Ravi Srivastava ji, I want to ask you, why the lies, why the deflections, why not call out what it is? The SFJ has come out and said, we have done it. Why can't you just say, instead of saying those who want to spread hate, bhaiya, we know who's spreading hate, it's the Khalistani sympathizers. Just call them out. Why wouldn't you want to call them out, Ravi ji?
First of all political parties should univocally denounce the word Khalistan and Khalistanis. But it's the BJP which appears to be the hand in gloves. Deep Sidhu, who made that flag flying on the Lal Killa, was a close associate of Sunny Deol, the BJP MP. Wait a minute, I have not finished yet.
Let him finish.
Barjir Singh Parwana, who was caught in Patiala for making that fight with those Shiv Sainik, he was close associate of Mr. Manjinder Singh Sirsa, who was celebrating his going out on the bail. This is the party which is trying to create all kind of mischief. Since Bhagwan Singh Maan is against the drug peddlers and he is attacking on drug peddlers, this is a retaliation.
So are you saying, Ravi ji, Ravi Srivastava, are you saying that the BJP armed this group and gave them an RPG to use? Is that what you're saying?
If they are capable of, they can do it. But I don't think so. They are capable
Viewers,
of.
here it is. Okay,
Must be
BJP needs to
helping
respond.
them out.
Sanju Verma, respond to Ravi
They must have
Srivastava.
been helping them out.
Let him
Okay,
respond.
please. Mr. Srivastava, we heard you. Thank you. Rahul, let
Thank
me
you.
be very categorical and let me tell you this very clearly. General Bakshi is obviously the expert on this. It is said that the RPG-style attack, rocket-propelled grenade, these were very infamously used in the 1980s and 1990s when the Khalistan movement was at its peak. Now, just a little over 45 or 50 odd days,
don't you comment on your party's role in this
to power
movement?
in Punjab, and we see on 28th April the clashes in Patiala. 8th May, you see 1.5 kg RDX being found in Taram Taram. On 9th May 2022, you see
what do you
the
expect
headquarters
when you
of
declare
Punjab
the
Police
protesting
being
farmers
attacked
Khalistanis?
by an RPG.
What do you
I want to
expect?
ask one question.
When you actually
Will
create a
Arvind
problem, what do you
Kejriwal
expect?
say Khalistan Murdabad? Will Bhagwant Mann say Khalistan Murdabad?
There is no Arvind
Will
Kejriwal in this.
Super
Arvind
CM
Kejriwal is not
Raghav
involved.
Khalistan
It's a
Murdabad?
creation of
No,
the Bharatiya Janata Party.
because these are Khalistan sympathizers.
Well, viewers,
this is the creation
One second,
of
one
your
second.
Party, madam.
This is the state of our country right now, viewers. Now, General Bakshi has painted a dire picture. 1 minute, Srivastava. 1 minute, Mr. Vivek Srivastava. I'll have to lower your fader. Just give me 30 seconds. This is the state of our country, viewers. You have political parties who want to blame each other for the escalating and dangerous Khalistan problem. Ishkaran Bhandari, we know that every year Bhindranwala is celebrated on his birthday. Doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani ho jayega in a few months. If the Maan government persists with the celebrations that take place within the Golden Temple precincts, who will stand and oppose that? We will know. Ishkaran Bhandari, this is a serious inflection point.
Rahul, it's a very serious inflection point. General Bakshi started by telling how they have escalated the sort of weapons they are using. rocket launchers which are used to destroy tanks.
Yeah.
If they had fired perfectly, they might have destroyed buildings. That is the level of escalation. And after
Yes.
US has gone from Afghanistan, it's the same old story. When Russia had gone from Afghanistan, how that entire narrative was peddled and how Kashmir happened and how Pakistan, Punjab happened. We are re-entering that very dangerous territory for which Punjab and India paid a very, very heavy cost. And while we are re-entering that territory, if political games are played, that will be an extreme disservice to our nation. I hope the state government, because it's in power, it has to act in coordination with the national government, the central government, so we can replace, so we can prevent the terrorism of 80s, 90s from coming back to India, in which everybody in Punjab and India will suffer.
Absolutely right. Show some unity. Viewers, this is not the time to score political brownie points, as General Bakshi was saying. And I just want to bring your attention to a map. Viewers, this is how close this particular area is. The headquarters is to very other important installations. The Mohali airport just 10 kilometers away. 2 kilometers, the Mohali court complex. This building adjoins the Maharaja Ranjit NDA Training Academy. It's not an isolated incident and an isolated random target. This is intended to send a message. And the message that we are hearing today is that political parties are not wanting to name the elephant in the room. Khalistan, why? What's the compulsion? I leave it at that, viewers.